Hey guys, it's Vicky, and today I'm here to share with you my reading plans for the month of June. I can't believe it is already June, but here we are. I have, hopefully, 5 books, I can't count, that I plan on reading in the month of June, and I'm going to talk about them now. So before I get started, I want to apologize again. I'm still battling a cold. I'm very phlegmy in the throat. It's very disgusting, and I'm sorry. But the show must go on, so here we go. So the first book that I'm going to complete in June is one that I just started today, but there's no way I'm going to finish it in the month of May. So, because I'm filming this on the 27th of May, and this is a chunky book, so there's no way I'm going to finish it in 4 days. But that book is Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood. I'm only 25 pages into this book, and it's like a 550 page book. So, but this is a book that is based on a true story, but Margaret Atwood has taken some liberties and has kind of put some fictional elements into the story, but it is based on a true story that happened in Canada back in the 1800s, where this woman named Grace Marks was imprisoned for murdering her employer and his maid, I think it was, slash lover. And she was completely silent in prison and had no recollection of the crime. So yeah, it sounds really interesting. I'm already really enjoying it because there's a lot of different like elements to the storytelling. There's poetry, there's excerpts from like newspaper clippings and things like that. So it's making the story just really interesting. So yeah, I think I'm really going to enjoy this a lot. And then the next book that I'm planning to finish in June is a buddy read that I'm doing with Bobby over at Bobby Reads Too Much. And we are going to be buddy reading Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. We both, we both have read The Nightingale, and I have read The Great Alone, and I think Bobby is reading it or is about to read it. But anyways, we both loved The Nightingale and decided we wanted to buddy read a Kristen Hanna. And this one is about 2 women that have been friends since childhood, and it spans kind of their 30-year friendship. And then something happens when they are adults that really puts their friendship to the test. So I've heard this is like a typical Kristen Hanna. It's like a heart-wrenching, might make you cry kind of story. So I think that we're really gonna love this though, because we both love The Nightingale, so we're both like really excited to get to this one. The next book that I'm going to be reading in June is one that was sent to me for review, and that book is The Girls Are Gone by Michael Broadcorb and Allison Mann. This is a nonfiction book about these 2 girls that went missing in 2013. And were gone for, I was like well over a year, I believe. And basically they were found, eventually they were found living on this, I think it was a rural farm in, was it Montana or somewhere up in that area. And yeah, this basically tells their story of how they went missing and why. And there was definitely some like family drama based on just kind of like what the synopsis says. Yeah, so I haven't heard a whole lot about this book, but in reading like the synopsis and like a little bit about the actual like case, it seems like it's going to be kind of like one of those just crazy stories, like you can't believe it actually happened. Like that, what was that one documentary I watched on Netflix that was just crazy? What was it called? Missing in Plain Sight or Abducted in Plain Sight. That was a crazy ass story that was just like mind-boggling, and I feel like this story is giving me similar vibes, so we shall see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. My next June read is my book of the month pick for May. I decided to read How Not to Die Alone by Richard Roeper, and I picked this one because it's about a guy who works in a public health, like for the public health department, and his job is to go out and find people, next of kin for people that have died alone. And like if they don't have anybody, he goes to their funeral so that there's like at least one person at their funeral, which is very sad. But I guess jobs like that exist. And there are people out there that actually do die alone, which is really sad. But this guy works for this, in the public health field, and he does this job, and his coworkers all think that he goes home to a family every night. Sorry, dog's barking. And but he doesn't. He actually lives alone. He's made the whole thing up, which is also very sad. And then he gets this new coworker who kind of turns all of that around, and kind of, he's like scared that he's gonna get caught in the lie, but then he's also just like really likes this girl and is making him want to kind of change his ways and possibly not be so lonely. I don't know. So I've heard that this book is kind of, it kind of gives off like Eleanor Oliphant vibes, which I really enjoyed that book. So I think I'm gonna like this one as well. So yeah, I will let you know what I think of it. Okay, so then for my last read, I'm gonna pick out of my TBR jar, which I forgot to do in May. I just totally forgot about it. So yeah, eventually one of these months when I don't have as many things planned, I'll pick 2 out of my jar to kind of catch up. But for today, I'm just gonna pick 1. So let's see what one I pick. Okay, so I picked Read a Nocturnal Reader's Box book, and because I still have quite a few books left on my TBR that I got from Nocturnal Reader's Boxes back when I was subscribed to that service, which is no longer around. But yeah, let me go look at my shelves and decide which one of those I'm going to read next. All right, so I decided to read Come to Dust by Bracken McLeod. This has been on my TBR for almost 2 years, and I've put it on so many TBRs and then never end up reading it, so I'm doing it this time. I'm going to read this book, but it's about a guy who is taking care of his niece, I believe, his 5-year-old niece, and sadly she passes away, but then something happens where all of these deceased children start to come back. So when all of the children start to come back, they are acting like normal children, but they still look very dead, which sounds kind of creepy. And obviously people are not okay with this and want to take these children out. So he is trying to protect and save his niece because he doesn't want to lose her for a second time. So this sounds like it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be like one of those horror novels that is creepy but also is heartfelt, which I love. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Alright guys, so those are my reading plans for the month of June. Please let me know down below if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them, because I would love to hear everyone's thoughts. And also let me know what you're planning to read in the month of June if you have any plans made, because again, I love to hear what everybody's reading. But other than that, I hope that the month of June treats you well. It's kind of our kickoff to summer. Getting excited about that nice weather and everything, so I hope that you guys are too, and I will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.